Thank you, Governor. So number one here in this tutorial, as we're calling it, is that a number of people in response to hearing that the NSA was spying on us all say, I have nothing to hide. Saying I have nothing to hide means giving up not only your individual right to privacy, but even more importantly, giving up everybody else's rights to privacy and to dissent forever. The Fourth Amendment guarantees against unreasonable search and seizure of people and their possessions, and requires the government to show probable cause for them to seize and search. As such, it is the cornerstone of the First Amendment. Why am I saying that? Because free speech and free assembly become impossible if authorities obliterate all privacy and know everything there is to know about everybody, who we associate with, who our friends and foes are, what and how we think, what we read and watch, how we spend our money, what we are afraid of, what we plan to do next, and on and on and on. What do authorities tend to do when someone challenges what they're doing? Do authorities say, let's have a rational debate and see what's true? I will let you and others who disagree with me have as much time as I do to air your positions before all of the people. And if you're right, I will stop doing what I'm doing and adopt your suggestion. How often do government authorities respond in that way? Even merely strong-willed authorities who are not venal or authoritarian, but merely convinced that they are right and strong-willed about that, and that nobody else knows these things as well as they do, will they refrain from using their powers in their positions to shut people out that don't agree with them? If telling the people now in charge in this country that anyone coming forward to whistleblow by telling the American people and the world the truth think that that deserves you to be persecuted, to be put in prison, and possibly executed, then what does that tell us? Can we tolerate letting these same people who regard merely telling the truth as a capital offense to steal everything there is to steal about our lives, our thoughts, and our feelings? What happens if your government has unchecked powers to use all of the information that exists, which is what they are now gathering into their hands, against those who seek to challenge their policies? What happens when the authorities know what you're thinking just after you have thought it and have expressed it on your computer or orally? What Snowden has expressed, has revealed in short, is much worse than that nightmare that Orwell wrote about in 1984. If they know all there is to know about you, what keeps them from using that to stop you by issuing some anonymous piece of information that is either entirely accurate or slightly plausibly distorted to character assassinate you? Do you remember Governor Spitzer, Elliot Spitzer? Before his scandal about his penchant for high-priced call girls that was revealed, was threatening to expose the financial wheeling and dealing that eventually led to an economic crisis of 2008. He was warned to stop by some unknown individuals in power, and he didn't, and then they released that information to ruin his career and get him out of the way. There are many other indicators of this policy being implemented against the people besides the NSA spying scandal, part of which, well, I will get into later, but let me mention one more here. In 2009, I broke a story based on what the ACLU found, that the Department of Defense was training all of its employees that protest is equal to, quote, low-level terrorism, unquote. This isn't just something that Obama is guilty of doing. This is matched by other governmental policies that have been implemented around the world.